part 4 of Alex Rinder Archangel. We last ended off at some sort of interference. Let's continue. He pressed the phone more tightly against his ear. In your speech today, you made an enemy of Force 3, and as you yourself pointed out that they were completely ruthless. I don't think I personally need to worry about Force 3, Weber looked around to make sure he wasn't being overheard. I think you should remember, my friend, I served with the SAS. I know how to look after myself, really. He was the voice mocking him for reasons Weber didn't quite understand it. He was beginning to feel uneasy, and the interference was getting louder. He could hear it in his mobile phone, some sort of ticking. I'm not afraid of Force 3. He blustered. I'm not afraid of anyone. Just make sure the money reaches my account. Goodbye, Mr. Weber, said the voice. Once there was a second of silence. The mobile phone exploded. Max Weber had been holding it tight against his ear. If he heard the blast, he was dead before it registered. The couple of joggers were approaching from the other direction, and they both the thing that moments before the man had been toppled over into the rock. The explosion was surprisingly loud. It was turning the conference center where the delegates were drinking coffee and congratulating one another on their contribution. They also heard a wail of sirens as the ambulance and police were shortly after. That afternoon, Force 3 called the press and claimed responsibility for killing Max Weber, who had declared war, and without reason he had to die. In the same phone call, they issued a stock warning. They had already chosen a target, and they planning on something that the world would not forget. That's the end of chapter 1. Let's start chapter 2. The boy in room 9. The nurse was 23 years old, blonde and nervous. This was her only it was only her second week at St. Dominic's, one of London's most expensive exclusive private hospitals. Rock stars and television and television celebrities came here, she had been told. Also VIPs from aboard. VIPs and that they were very important patients. People get sick, and the ones who wanted to recover the 5-star coverage was the surgeons and therapists were world class. The hospital food was so good that some patients known to pretend they were ill so they could enjoy it for a little longer. That evening, the West was making her way down a wide, brightly lit corridor with carrying a tray of medicine. She was wearing a freshly laundered white dress. Her name, Miss Demetria, was printed on the badge pinned to her uniform. Several of the junior doctors had already placed their belts on, which would persuade her to go out of the room first, and then to go out with them first. She stopped in front of the open door. Room 9. Hello. Well, she said, I'm Dana Metri. I'm looking forward to meeting you. The boy in room 9 was Alex Rinder would sing up in the bed. The French that he'd been studying in school. He was saying his pajamas that that had fallen open from the neck, and nurse could just make out the bandages crisscrossing his chest. He was a very handsome boy. She thought. Oh, he had a fair hair and serious brown eyes, as if they looked if they had seen too much. She knew that he was only 14, but he looked older. The pain done to him, Nurse Metcher had to read his medical file and this why he read through. In truth, he should know. He should have been dead. Alex Rider been hit with a bullet fired from a 22 rifle from the distance for almost 75 meters. The sniper had been aiming at it for his heart. If the bullet had found its target, Alex would have no chance of surviving. But nothing is not even murder. The tiny movement saved his life as he had come out of MI6's headquarters on the Liverpool street. He had dropped off his pavement, his rifle carrying his body down towards the level of the road. The exact moment the bullet had hit him, and instead of powering through his heart, it entered half a centimeter higher, ricocheting off a rib and exciting horizontally under his left arm. The bullet had missed its vital heart structure. Even so, it had done plenty of damage, tearing through the subclavian artery, which carries blood over the top of the lung and down into the arm. This was what Alex felt when he was hit. The blood has poured out the severed artery, filling the space between the lung and the femoral cage. He had unable to breathe. He could have died from the shock or loss of blood if he had been a man, and he almost certainly would have. But the body of a child is different to that of an adult. A young person's artery automatically shut down. Why doctors can't explain how or why. But this will limit the amount of blood loss. Alex is unconscious. He was a breathing. He was still breathing for. It's like when the first ambulance arrived, there wasn't much the paramedics could do IV fluids, oxygen, gentle comprehension around the bullet's point of entry. And yes, if there's any Roman numerals, I am gonna translate it into a number. But that was enough. Alex had been rushed through street domics where surgeons had removed bone fragments and put a graft on the artery, and been in the operating theater for 2.5 hours. Now he was looking about it, almost as if nothing happened. As the nurse came into the room, he had closed the book and settled back into his. Dina Metcher knew that this was his last night in hospital. He had been there for 10 days until he was going home. She also knew. Okay, so I'm not gonna go into any extra just because this sentence ends on the very next page, so you're gonna have to wait for part 5 for that part. Okay?